What is up? It's your girl Ortizes, and you are now locked in to the Intersection Podcast. What it do? It's your girl Ortizes, as you already know. Been away. I feel like my last couple pods I've always started off with I've been away. You know I've been away. I'm just trying to get my baby straight, girl. I'm not gonna sing for y'all. But what I will do is tell y'all where I've been. So where have I been for the last 9 months? Promise, wasn't pregnant. Did not have a baby. Did not do any of those things. What I have been doing though is that I have been recollaborating my life. So there has been a whirlwind of stuff that's been going on with me in the past 8 to 9 months. That doesn't involve a baby. I did have a couple significant losses in a huge significant loss that I'll circle back and get to. And because of that loss and because of the fragile mindset that I have been in, I've been in a space where I've been trying to just retain my energy and reclaim my time. When people die, it puts a lot of things in perspective, and it shouldn't. Like there's things that just click before somebody dies, but as you may know, certain things you don't find out until after somebody dies. So it gives you different perspectives on people. So with that being said, Cat should be out the bag, but June 24th of 2025, a Tuesday, I lost my mother, my superhero, my main squeeze, road dog, ride or die. I lost my mom. She had heart issues. She ended up succumbing to her injuries in her heart. So essentially you can say that she died of a broken heart. Literally. So it wasn't anything crazy. She wasn't murdered. She wasn't, didn't get in a car accident. Nothing crazy like that. But my lovely mother, Trinae Wells, is no longer with us. She has transitioned. And that's been a lot to deal with. It's been a lot to deal with because then 4 days later, my grandfather died, and she was the power of attorney for his stuff. So that was a huge thing that I've been dealing with, just trying to settle the estates of both of them, and not really having a lot of background knowledge on what that looks like and what you need and how much money it costs to do these things. But I figured that I would gently touch on it because it is an area that a lot of us aren't familiar with. So what I can tell you is that you have to live for the living. You cannot live for the dead. And when I say that, what I mean is, yes, it's guaranteed that we're going to die. People are going to die. Everybody going to die. Everybody that you know going to die one day, okay? I know we don't want to think about that, but everybody got their time. Only God knows that time. So it's very important to not stay in a space where you are mad at the world. You're mad at God. You're mad at everybody else for something that was going to happen regardless. It is a part of the human experience. We all have to go someday. And I'm just happy when she did decide or was chosen to leave this universe, metaverse, that she wasn't by herself. And she didn't die by herself. And she actually died in public. My mom died at cops. That's not funny, but like, life comes at you fast. But what I was getting to is that you have to live for the living. And with the living, there's something called a living will. Make sure that you have a will. Make sure that your parents have a will. Make sure your parents have updated their will. Make sure your grandparents have a will. Make sure they have updated their will. Make sure you, your siblings, everybody you know that you care about, make sure, or drop a little nugget in their ear to make sure that they have a living will, because that is so important when people die, because that's going to give you the instruction on how to move forward. Now, I will leave that there. It's been a lot, but I'm good. Hopefully y'all good and y'all don't relate to me in that sense. But that is what I've been dealing with. I've been dealing with the fallout of losing a parent and a grandparent, and maneuvering that new space as the eldest daughter and the middle child and the family manager. So it's been a lot. But here we are. Happy Women's History Month. Okay? Happy Black Women's History Month. Okay? Let's make some noise. You know it's tea when the fingers touching. But yes, I did just want to address that. I love my mom. I'm so heartbroken that she's no longer here. But I will continue to do what I do best, and that's stand on your neck. Your neck, the person next to you next will be stepped on. Because that's what I'm here to do. My purpose is to make sure that the bloodline, well, my legacy, it remains in the forefront, remains untainted, remains that girl by all means necessary. So yeah, I'll just leave that there. Welcome to episode 3. I don't even have a title for this episode because I don't know what we're going to talk about today. We're just going to go with the flow. There's so much going on. We're in a war. There has been so much going on since the last time I talked to y'all. I know y'all have been waiting patiently for me to say something about something. And I got a lot of things to say. And I've been telling y'all that I have a lot of things to say. And I don't know if y'all believe me or not, but hey, boo, this is for you. Okay? So what's new? We talked about where have I been, but what's new with me, okay? Same city, same friends if you're looking for me. Okay? Word to Drake. What have I been doing? So I do so much stuff that I had to write it down recently, because I just be moving and grooving and I don't realize how many pots I have my hands in. So obviously y'all know I'm an AKA, so I'm really active with my chapter. I do a lot within my chapter. I'm the NPHC liaison. I'm the co-chair of the pre-ball committee for our foundation. I am a part of so many different things. So that's, I'm also in 2 Center of Excellence schools through my organization. About to graduate. Crazy. Clap it up for that. Then at work, I just recently got a promotion a little bit, but I don't even want to speak on the promotion. We just gonna keep it moving, but just know that your girl is solidifying her spot in that organization as well. And I'm doing a lot there. Just yesterday, I actually just recently volunteered a Hunger Task Force. We built some stock boxes. That was a really cool experience. We were at their warehouse location. Beautiful location. It's so huge. It is so beautiful. But basically what we did, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I posted a little snippet of it, but we were on the assembly line that they built out for us, and we were just filling boxes up. It's called a stock build box. So what they do with these boxes is they put food in them, so like nutritious food, food that won't like rot right away. So there's the cereal, there's the milk, there's the grape juice, canned goods, canned fruit, like just little stuff that you find at a pantry or something. They do offer that for completely free of charge for seniors that make under $1,600 a month, on top of whatever stipend that that senior is getting. So if you're getting Social Security or whatever like that, and you still are under $1,600 a month, Hunger Task Force does have a program where they also give food to those said people. They give food to a bunch of people. So I encourage y'all to reach out to them, look up what they're about, see how you can get involved and volunteer with them. You can do it as a team, an organization, individual. They have so many different options. They're very accommodating. And it was a really good time. They had a nice playlist going. You know, when you get in these like charity type of situation, you don't know what the music gonna be playing. They was playing all the music. Okay, they was even playing Bad Bunny in there, and did nobody speak Spanish. So that just tells you they are inclusive. And yeah, go volunteer at the Hunger Task Force. It was very, very um it feels good to help people who otherwise would not have the means or help. I do feel like it's a part of my life's mission to make myself available when I can to help out humans, not just people, humans, and it's specifically disenfranchised humans. I will always turn around and give back because I know what that feels like. I was a kid that was low income, so I completely understand the nuances that go along with one living in a predicament like that, but also needing those resources and maybe feeling embarrassed that you need those resources, or not even understanding that you have those resources and that the food that you have on your table is from those resources. So I'll leave that there. So free plug to Hunger Task Force. But that was really fun. That was really fun. Just find something that you're passionate about and just sow seeds, whatever that looks like. There's so many charities in Milwaukee that you guys can volunteer at. There's Milwaukee Diaper Mission, there's Repairs of the Breach, Hunger Task Force, Street Angels. There are so many different organizations that are out there willing to work with the homeless and disenfranchised people. And they do need people like you and like me to do that work, because a lot of this work is free and they don't have a lot of funding. So just something to think about, put on your heart, whatever that looks like. I've also been reading the Bible, y'all. So I decided to read the Bible for myself because my entire life I have been given regurgitated information from the Bible, and I want to know, what context is that supposed to be used in, and are you using it in the right context? Because what you will find is that people chop up verses to make one verse, and that's not what the Bible said, and that's not the context in which they were speaking of. So it's really important, if you haven't read it, just try to read it. You don't even have to go in order. You can follow like a Bible study, not a Bible study, but like a Bible study plan. I'm following a Bible study plan. I have this book. It's called Finish the Bible in 52 weeks. So basically I'll be done with the Bible in a year. It kind of goes in order. Not really though, because it went from Genesis to Exodus, jumped to Matthew, and then went back to Leviticus, and then it just keeps going, so forth. So that's been interesting, because I also thought that these stories that I would hear out of the Bible were a lot longer. No, they are super short stories, but people make them seem like they're just these. I thought people were synthesizing the stories to be short and compact. No, those stories are really short and compact, which is why it's so much open to interpretation. So yeah, read it for yourself. So when you in church and you in the pastor like, turn to verse XYZ, you gonna know, oh, okay, I read this verse already. I know exactly what he's about to talk about. How is he going, or she going to fit this verse into their sermon today, because we're human. We can also misunderstand what a verse is saying because it's all up to interpretation, because it is a book that uses literary systems. So a lot of the stuff that's in the Bible is written in a way where no matter in 100 years, it's still going to be prophesizing because of the way that it's written and the way that the systems in which they use to write the Bible is written in almost like a past present tense. But I'm not even gonna get into all of that. I'll let y'all research yourselves. But there's a lot of literary tools in the Bible that they use, and I think that's interesting in itself, that they had an understanding of how literacy works in that degree back then. Obviously, nothing we think of, any ideas that we have now, probably aren't original at this point because we've been on Earth for so long. Somebody has thought all of these ideas before. It's just who is going to execute them in a way that makes them the maker of the idea. That's how I like to look at it. What else is new? Teaswax. Okay, free game. Teaswax is always up and running and ready for you to catch the drip. Teaswax.com has all your candle good needs, your smell good needs. We got incense, we got air fresheners, car diffusers, candles. We got everything you need. We just need you. So if you feel like somebody who, feel like you need to catch the drip, you can find us at teaswax.com and place an order. And I got you. You can pick it up for me at any time. And if the time that's on the site don't work for you, just send me a message and we can make it happen. But yes, this podcast is sponsored by Teaswax and partnered with Copyright Magazine. Shout out to Copyright Magazine. They are under construction right now, but don't worry. Seeds have been planted, and I'll let copyright speak for themselves. But just know that editor-in-chief is working, honey, and she's gonna be back and so much better. But the media don't stop. The media don't stop, and we're gonna keep it going because that's what I'm here for. The intersection that we are at right now is an important one. It's an important one because it's so easy to feel like you lost your voice in situations, but you can never lose your voice when it's your shit. Copyright is her shit. The Intersection Podcast is my shit. What you do is your shit. What they do is they shit. Everybody got their own shit. You gotta focus on your own shit. That's the way that you recalibrate. You focus on your own shit. You should be so focused on your own shit, you don't even know that other people's shit is going on around you because you're so focused on your own shit. And that's kind of where I got lost in the weeds a little bit because I was thinking too small picture instead of big picture. But big picture's back, baby. And we're going to move right along to the word on the street, boo. Okay? So I got a few recent headlines I want to discuss with y'all. And y'all let me know. And before I even get there, if you are visually watching this, you're going to see that I have completely let my hair down. This is a very on-the-spot podcast because I realized the way that my brain works. If there is a specified space that I'm supposed to be using or that I need to be using, it will shut down the part of my brain that is optimistic and on the spot. I feel like one of the reasons why I keep taking these long breaks is because I hyper focus on having to be in a certain space. And when I have to be in a certain space, that then corners me in a position. Because then I feel like I can only do work in that space when that's not true at all. At all. I should be able to do this wherever, which is what I'm proving right now. I am literally in a bed. In a bed. I don't need to be in the studio. I don't need to be outside. I don't need to be in a beautiful place with a beautiful background to say what I need to say to y'all. The message is the message, and it will be received regardless of what it looks like. And that's what I needed to understand. So, yeah, now with that being said, it's time for Word on the Street. And let's discuss these headlines. So the first headline we're going to discuss today is the kidnapped granny. Have y'all heard about the kidnapped granny? The kidnapped granny situation has been so mind-boggling to me because people go missing every day. There are millions of Americans that go missing every day. Well, maybe I shouldn't say millions. Maybe I should say hundreds of thousands. Hundreds of thousands of people go missing every day, and y'all are focused on this granny because she is the mother of the Today Show host. Okay, I can respect that. Okay, but also, y'all are showing that y'all have the technology to find people, but when are these resources actually cleared to be used? Because if you have all these resources and you can hyper scan the area or infrared scan the area to see if there's heat there when you're looking for people, why aren't we using that technology for all the kids that go missing? It's so many missing kids. I'm not even gonna touch on the Epstein files today. It's not even worth a conversation for this initial podcast. There is so much stuff going on, and y'all are blankly showing us that you have the means to find people. You just choose not to. It's just not a high profile case, so you can just throw it under the rug. We still ain't even found Alexis Patterson, or have we? To be determined. So I just think the whole way that they are presenting this information, like prayers to her family, condolences to her family. I don't know if the lady dead or alive. People on TikTok saying that her spirit is talking to them and giving them dreams that she's somewhere in the desert, allegedly. Why are y'all like this? Like, what if my family member was missing and y'all was talking about all of this? For one, two things would happen. I would tell the police, have y'all tried these areas, but also tell y'all to shut the hell up. Why? Like, certain stuff you just don't need to comment on. That old lady had a pacemaker that ain't been pacing. A pacemaker is in your heart. If the pacemaker is not pacemaking no more, it's not picking up on that. Just do what you want with that information. And I'm going to leave that there. But I just thought it was so interesting how they're spending all this money to find this one lady when there are hundreds of thousands of people who go missing every day that do not get the same regard. There are missing kids on these missing posters, these cartons of milk, all type of stuff. Do you use your resources to the best of their ability across the board? And my answer to that would be no. And it's blatantly obvious. They have sent a ransom note to her family a few times, and they said that they would pay the ransom, and they still ain't tell them where this lady was. I don't know. It's hard for me to believe that they have no idea of what's going on. I 100% believe that their family knows more about what's going on. I 100% believe that. And maybe everybody not on the same page. Maybe some people know, some people don't know. But somebody know. Somebody was in some BS and they came to collect. That's what it sounded like to me. Somebody was in some BS and somebody came to collect because a debt wasn't paid in some degree. Or, yeah, that's all I got on that. I'm going to leave that up to the FBI. I don't know. But I just think it's interesting that they showed us all of these extensive resources and how they are trying to find this lady with all their resources, yet we only see these resources on movies. Very interesting. Moving right along, we're going to talk about the BAFTA Awards. If you don't know what that is, let me break it down to you in a nutshell. It is the award show that recently just went viral for a moment, where a person who has Tourette's and had a film based on their Tourette's and how to live with Tourette's yelled out nigga with a hard ER. I'm not gonna say that, but he said it with a hard ER at Michael B. Jordan and Delroy. I forgot his last name. But Delroy and Michael up there, like, and just had to keep going. That, first of all, I feel like that was a setup across the board. One, yes, Tourette's is a real thing. You do have tics. And you do say stuff like you can't control your motor skills. You can be in church and say some real crazy stuff. They probably think you're demonic. I don't know. But Tourette's is 100% a real thing, a real neurological disease. It messes up your nervous system, which then messes with your motor skills. So him saying that wasn't the part that necessarily irritated me. Like, it irritated me, yes, but also we're in a majority white space. One can assume that in the back of their mind that is an indoctrined thing for some people, right? For the guy that said it, yes, it was a tick. I understand it was a tick, but there was no apology, which strikes me as strange. There's no apology, and the apology that was given was a half-ass apology. The apology was, I'm sorry that my tick offended anyone, essentially. So let me put this in perspective, because some people are okay with what he said, like they took the apology as for what it is. I don't take that apology for what it is, because if I'm a paraplegic and I have a wheelchair and I roll over your foot and I break your foot because I rolled over your foot in the wheelchair, the first thing that's going to come to my mind is going to be to apologize for running over your foot. Just because I'm a paraplegic does not excuse me from an apology. Yes, I am a paraplegic and my legs don't work, but that does not give me a right to run over people with my wheelchair and not apologize for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to me. And it was kind of like a surface level apology. And I think it comes off as a surface level apology because he's conflicted himself. The person with the Tourette's is conflicted himself. Like, oh, if I apologize for saying this, then I'm going to always have to apologize for saying anything. Yeah, you are, because you should not say egregious stuff to people. That's what it boils down to. You cannot change the standard. That's not, first of all, that's not what equity is. You can't change the standard for somebody just because something's wrong with them. No, you meet them where they are. And where they are is they have Tourette's and should not have a mic in front of them. So that brings me to BBC, which is the network that this was casted on, because the award show was on a 2-hour delay, which means they could 100% bleeped that out, took it out. They knew it was coming 2 hours before it aired, because they took out someone saying during their acceptance speech, Free Palestine. So y'all care so much to bleep out Free Palestine, but y'all don't care enough to bleep out nigga with a hard R. Why black people are getting an award and presenting, like, what? And then the movie Sinners is literally about racism. Like, are you slow? Like, it's just very, 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 very weird and strange to me. And I just don't like the way the network handled it. I don't even think the network apologized. Why would y'all leave that in there? Because you wanted to bring attention to your show. This is a viral moment. So people think of you like one person having a viral moment, but think about having a viral moment within a network. That means there's eyes on the network. That means there's more people tuning into the network. This is good press for the network, because when you're a big conglomerate like that, all press seems to be good press. And in a lot of situations, all press is good press. As long as you have a good PR manager. As long as you have a good PR manager. But Delroy Lindo is his name. Sorry, it was slipping my mind. But yeah, I don't like the way that was handled. And I would love to hear how y'all feel like that was handled. I've seen a lot of think pieces about it. Y'all have to be for real. If you continue to let people play in your face, they're going to continue to do it. You have to call a spade a spade. Y'all did that on purpose. Stand on that. That's all. Stand on it. And then they kept saying, oh, he's not even American. You don't have to be American to understand that that term means something negative. American film is everywhere. America leads everything and everything. Like, what are we talking about? Everybody watch American films. Everybody listens to American music. What are we talking about? So that's ignorant for anybody to try to use that as a justification on why he did what he did. There's no justification for that. And you need to apologize. And you don't need to apologize to the black community. You need to apologize to Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo. Because those were the people it directly affected. Also, take a moment to investigate what Tourette's actually is. Some things they can't control. Some things they may have heard once and it just blurb out whatever. So this is a learning moment for everybody. This is a learning moment for everybody to understand how this disease works, or this disability works, and how it takes over the body. But this is also a learning moment for everybody. Just because you are disabled does not give you the right to disrespect people. And just because you are able-bodied does not give you the right to disrespect disabled people. You know what that's called? Ableism. So just be, when you are forming an opinion about this, make sure that it's directed in the right way. Because y'all seem to attack the wrong part of a problem, which then defeats the purpose of the problem solving. So yeah, I will leave y'all with that. Those are my thoughts. Now this last one that I want to touch on, I don't have a lot of information on it. I'm very curious to learn more about her situation. So there was a North Carolina woman missing since 2001, and she was just recently found alive, thriving. Nothing wrong with her. Mind you, she has kids, and she had a husband. And she just disappeared. And they just found her 25 years later. Chilling. The biggest thing with her headline was that she was seeking privacy. How much more private do you need to be to go missing from your family for 25 years and you have kids that don't know what happened to you? I'm not a parent, so I may be overestimating or underestimating how I may respond in this situation, but we also don't know what she was trying to run from. I mean, maybe she was getting beat up. Like, maybe it was a life or death situation. We don't really know, because she seeks privacy at this time. But with her seeking privacy, can't be too private, because the lady got a warrant from 2001 and they just arrested her on that warrant. So how about you disappeared for 25 years, someone spots you, they blow your spot up, the police go and arrest you on a 25-year warrant. Now you in jail. What a short story. What a short story. So as more information comes out about that, I may have to revisit and bring that back up. But that is crazy. That is so crazy to me. But also, we don't know the circumstances. But to go just completely MIA for 25 years and just start a new life, that's the type of stuff they was doing in the 50s. when they ain't really have phones and cars for real, they just literally move to another state and just start a whole nother life and a whole nother family with somebody else. About to wrap it up. I don't really have any hot takes for real. The last section of the podcast, I like to do hot takes with. Well, I got one. I may have two. So the first hot take that I'm going to address is going to be this So Glow versus Lakia HERSKII situation. So let me give you the background. Lakia releases a song called HERSKII. Love the song. Big fan of the song. I'm HERSKII. I like the song. I actually like pretty much anything that if you a female rapper and it's good, I'm your biggest fan. So it's HERSKII, and then there's this girl named So Glow. I think I don't know the girl for real. I just know she used to be fighting and stuff. That's the only reason I know her. She used to be fighting on Facebook, but she a rapper now. So she has a song called HERSKII. So she accused Lakia of stealing her song. Well, not her song in particular, but the likeliness to her song and Lakia's song, the terminology HERSKII, she feels like she created that, and Lakia rebranded and ran with it. Two things could be true. I don't know either one of these people personally, but what I will say is that I never heard of Summer's song, which is fine. Maybe my algorithm is different. I haven't heard her song, so I don't even know if the song is good or not. I hope it's good. Because she feels so strongly about it. So then she makes a diss song. This So Glow artist makes a diss song to Lakia regarding her stealing her song. So that's there. So now the summer girl is like trolling Lakia or whatever. I don't think there's an actual beef. I don't think that's what this is at all. I think this is all marketing. I think that this is low hanging fruit. And what I mean by that, as in order for people to go and listen to that song or be curious about the song and try to compare the songs, they have to go listen to Summer's song. It's actually smart. She's actually doing a very smart thing as an artist, because usually the way that you get on the map is you end up beefing with somebody. I mean, people argue that that's what happened with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Like, she literally beefed with her, and now she's one of the biggest artists in the world because nobody had the balls to do it. And the people who did have balls to do it, they kept getting chewed up. So, like, I hope it all works out for her. She done took Lakia mixtape cover and put her head on Lakia's body and called herself the female GOAT. It's when you take the so seriousness out of it, it's actually funny. It's funny because she's getting her streams up. This is how you network. If you don't have any other way to network, the last option is to beef, because that's marketing. She done said several times she don't have no personal beef with her. They were cool. She just don't like that she took the terminology of her song and the likeliness of her song and made it her own, because she had already branded herself as the female GOAT versus HERSKII. I want everybody to win. That's my take on that. I want everybody to win. But what I will say is that Lakia is very good at what she does. And what I will also say is that it's come out that Lakia didn't even write that song. So the energy that is towards Lakia really should be towards the writer. And that brings me to another point, because it's come out that song in particular, the writer sold the song to two different people. So there's another girl who has the same exact song as Lakia. Same words, everything as Lakia, except the beat. The beat is different. The other girl released the song first. But Lakia had been sitting on her song. So Lakia just released her song. But it's the same lyrics because the songwriter gave both of them the song. So that puts another layer to all of this because let's bring Summer back into it. Summer is accusing Lakia of being basically a mooch off what she feels like she got popping. When really Lakia didn't write the song. So who really stole your your likeliness was the writer. But you can't beef with a writer because that's not marketable. It's marketable to beef with the person that is representing the song. So it's smart. I should be an A&R. It's there are better ways to go about it, but hey, do what you can with what you got. I mean, she posted. Summer just posted like a little diss. It was really catchy. Like she was saying like rah rah like a Dungeon Dragon or whatever. Like it's just funny. Like it. I like seeing all the camaraderie. I like the interaction. I like when people put it in the music and don't like. You don't need to fight nobody. You can literally just put it in the music and let people decide who won. Especially when you're an artist and it's coming down to music. I think that's the best method that you can use is literally put it in the music because people are going to listen, and the way that you get paid is by people listening to your music. You did. So good luck to both of them. I want to know if Lakia is going to respond. Now, some may say that she already responded with the freestyle that she just posted, and she basically just called her broke. And that's just me assuming that she's responding. She just said, somebody, this bitch in my business, but she poor or broke or something. I'm like, one or two things are happening. She either paying her dust or she just addressed it and kept it booping like she a small fish. So however you take that is however you take it. But I love it. I love it. And that brings me to a hot take about somebody else who is popping right now, which is Moody. I hope that y'all are familiar with her name and her music and her producer. And shout out to my boo. But she's popping right now. She is going up. Like she got an EP out called Outlet. Hits. Especially Product. Product is my favorite song on that EP. Because it's just like, I don't know. I like that she started her, like, first of all, I like the fact that she talks how she raps. When I was first listening to her music, I was like, dang, she's so, like, she rapped, like, so soft, like this. I'm like, why she rapping like that? But then I heard her talk, and I'm like, oh, that's her voice. What the hell? That's her voice. Not only is that her voice is marketable. So many people change their voice when they rap. For example, Drake. Drake don't sound like Drake. Drake sound like Aubrey Graham, a Canadian that eats a bacon. Let me not do that. That was too much. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have did that. But I say all that to say Moody is up. Moody is up and all her stuff is popping. And she does these things called Moody Mondays. I really enjoy it. She's been telling a story for like the last 5 weeks. Like each Monday is an extension of the story that she was talking about last week. So first week she like talking to a crackhead, gave her some advice. This girl came to her house, wasn't feeling it. Her ex-boyfriend popped up at the crib. It's drama filled. Y'all really need to tap in. If you haven't tapped in already, go find Moody. Literally, that's her Instagram name. Find Moody. Like literally, go find her. She's popping, and I love everything she's doing. I like her style. I like her music. I really, really like her producer, if I do say so myself. All in all, shout out to Lakia. Shout out to Moody. Shout out to Summer. Happy not international. It's international. Happy International Women's Month. Happy Women's Month. Happy Black Women's Month. I'm supporting everybody across the board as long as I like it. That's all that really needs to happen, is I just need to like it. So with all of that being said, let's wrap this up. So I also want to always end my podcast now with letting you know how you can support the local this week. So, a couple things you can support the local by doing. You could buy some candles from your girl La, at teaswax.com. That is spelled TIZWAX.com. I got all the goods. Come catch the drip. If you would like to donate to Copyright's Little Red Hen Theory Fund, Copyright needs your help. So if you got a few dollars that you can spare and donate to this fund, that would be awesome. You just go to copyrightmag.com, look for the link. It's right there. We will take any support. Support the local. Copyright has always supported the local. And y'all know this. I don't need to go into a spiel about how Copyright supports the local. Y'all know this. We support all things urban. And that's you. That's Milwaukee. That is our community. So those are two huge ways to support the local this week. Buy some candles from your girl or donate to Copyright. And already mentioned volunteering at the Hungry Task Force. They're always taking volunteers, group volunteers, team volunteers, individual volunteers if you just want to do it by yourself. Those are a few ways that you can support the local this week. So don't ever let me hear you say, I ain't never gave you no free game. I ain't never helped you do nothing. I ain't never put you on. Because as you know, that's what I do. And that's what I'm good for. But all in all, I hope y'all have a great rest of your week. I'm so happy to be back at the intersection. And this is really my baby. And I am an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. So when I do take these long breaks, these hiatuses, I just want to say to those who do care to listen and have listened to me this whole time, I, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate your support. Even if it's just one of y'all listening, that's one other person that's listening to me yap, and I just appreciate being able to show up in your life, in your ear, in any way that I can. And whether you take it serious or not, I'm just blessed to be able to have a platform in which I can do that, give back, and talk to y'all and give y'all my thoughts on all things at the intersection. So with that being said, I love y'all. Ortizes is signing out, and I will see y'all very, 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 very soon. Yeah, that was cute. That was real cute. Gonna wrap it up.